This is Jeff Pearlman, founder and CEO of Xojo, and in this video I'm going to show you how to share code between Android and iOS projects. Now, although I'll be demonstrating this with Android and iOS, you could actually use this technique to share code between any projects that you create in Xojo. So I've got a simple Android project. It's got a button that displays Hello World in a message box, and I will switch over to the emulator so you can see that. Here it is running in the emulator. I click the button, it displays Hello World. So that's what it does. And we can see that if we double click on the button, we can see it's creating a new instances of a class called Messages, which is part of my project right here. And it's simply calling its Hello World method, which is right here. And Hello World is very simple. It's calling message box. So it's very simple. So now what I want to do is I want to share this class that I've created with my iOS version of my project. So how do I do that? Well, it's actually really easy. You go to the class, you right-click on it, and you choose Make External. Now I'm going to save it. It's going to save it right in the folder with my project. Okay, so now it's an external item. You can see it's got a little alias arrow on there, so it's external. It's not saved as part of the project. It's saved in its own file outside the project. Great. Now I'm going to switch over to the iOS version of my app, and I'm going to import that item. So I'll click it and import it. Now it's imported, but it imported a copy, so I want to make it external again. So I'll choose Make External and save it. It's going to save right over the old copy, but it's a copy. It's perfect copy, so it'll just replace it. And now it's also external. So what happens is, if I modify this, it'll modify the other version. For example, let me go ahead and say Hello Xojo, and then we'll switch back over to the Android version, and we'll go to that same item, to the same method, and see it says Hello Xojo. So they're both sharing the same file now. Now additionally, you can customize your code by platform. For example, I want to make it so that the message that appears is different for Android and iOS. So I'm going to make a variable that I'm going to call MSG, message, as string. And then I'm going to use something called conditional compilation. So I'm going to put a pound sign in front of my if, and I'm going to use a target directive. So I can say target Android. So if target is Android, then message equals from Android. And then I can put, pound else if target iOS. And of course you can do this for all the platforms we support. Message equals from iOS. And then pound and if. Okay, so if we're compiling for Android, then we'll get from Android, and if we're compiling for iOS, we'll get from iOS. So now I just need to modify this to say plus message, and that's it. So now when I run this, we're running from the Android version this time. I click the button, and it says hello from Android. It's that easy. So that is how you share code between different projects, and they can even be different project types, in this case between Android and iOS, but it could be between two desktop projects, between a web project and an Android project. You can really share between any kinds of projects that you want using external items, and you can customize your code for a particular platform using conditional compilation. So that's sharing code between projects. Thanks for watching.